Hello you guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to do my typical routine when I go out, do anything, if I'm going out to do anything, because y'all know I don't really wear makeup outside of the house. I do not know why. I'm so conscious about it. I have no reason to be, because I'm a really good makeup artist and I do not know why, but we're gonna go ahead and do that today. And we're gonna do a little indulgence into my life. We're gonna vent a little bit, so make sure you got your ears open, because I had an epiphany today when I woke up. I said, you know, with all these health issues, me having children, stuff like that, like the way the world has been, I said I'm just gonna put it all on the floor, because I don't want nobody else to tell my story. I have also said that in another video that I don't want anybody else to tell my story, so I'm gonna tell my own story. We're not gonna get to the nitty gritty, but we're just gonna get into what's going on right now, okay? So tune in. Don't leave this page without subscribing. If you're gonna watch this video, you better subscribe. We hit 800 subscribers like I told y'all we would. We did that. And then we also hit 200,000 views. So I'm very grateful for y'all. I'm always going to be very, very grateful to y'all, because none of this will be happening if neither one of y'all liked, commented, shared, looked at it, subscribed, did anything. My little dream wouldn't be nothing without y'all and God. So I appreciate y'all so much, and I'm so thankful for all of you. So let's get into it. All right, y'all already know I'm putting on the e.l.f. primer. e.l.f. gonna always be my thing. If I was to say I wanted to have a collaboration with anybody, it would be e.l.f. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you. If I was to ever come out with a collaboration, separated from my own brand, which is coming back out in 2026, I said I was gonna take this entire year to put my all into YouTube and, you know, accomplish my 1K subscribers, and I'm going back to my business, and I'm going to coherently juggle both of them, because when I was just starting out, I needed to focus solely on YouTube, and solely on YouTube myself, because I was overstimulating myself every single day by posting on every single page every day, and it just and I feel like with my dream, I shouldn't feel like I'm pressured to do anything. And you know, I was looking on TikTok earlier, and it was like influencing is not a job. You know, it's not, you're relevant for a while and then you're not relevant, but that's when you make you a support system. Like when you have, I'm not gonna ever call y'all fans. I don't care how big I get. The only thing I ask when I get up there, because I know I'm getting up there, I done had dreams about it, I've manifested, I prayed to God, he already told me he's gonna give it to me. He's just giving it to me on his divine timing. When I get up there and you see me out with my kids, please don't grab one of my kids like you know my kids. That's all I ask. Don't grab me or grab my kids like you know my kids. Just say, hey, girl, hey. And we can hug, take a picture, whatever you want to do. But please do not grab my kids. I try to make my YouTube 98% of the time about me. My kids live solely with me. So, of course, you're going to see them, hear about them. We're going to talk about them, whatever the case might be. But I am not, this is not their page. This is not a family channel. This is not none of that. Y'all seen them doing Vlogmas Paris because y'all had to. Who else y'all gonna see? So since a lot of y'all are new here, I'm just gonna start from the ground all the way up. So I have been doing makeup since like 2015, 2016, somewhere around there. I went to college high school, did the whole shebang, boom, boom, boom. When I went to college high school, I was like, I asked the guy, the recruiter at the time where I went, I had asked him, I said, hey, I am coming solely for makeup. Like, nobody in my family that was close to me that I knew got a cosmetology license, so I didn't know. So I'm thinking it's for makeup. No, we did our makeup application class for about 2 weeks. We did a test on it, and next thing. I never wanted to stand up and do hair for the rest of my life. It never was something that I wanted to do. So I will say I didn't necessarily learn it in cosmetology school. I learned it out freehanding, having the big brows, having the wrong foundation shade. Y'all can go all up and down my YouTube. Baby, it's enough. I also wanted to go ahead and have this conversation just to get my story out there, because the way of the world right now is so nasty and so vile and so impure. It's ridiculous. But a lot of people, like, they get canceled for random stuff like liking a comment. Like, I understand to some people that content creation, things like that, because I don't label myself as a content creator. Now, do I create content? Yes. Am I wanting to be an influencer? No. I want to own my brand, and I don't want to work anymore. I want to be a mother and a mother only to my kids and own my brand. That is what I want to do. I've been working since I was 15 years old, cleaning houses, and I never went longer than 3 months without a job. Literally. My entire 15, I'm going to be 27. I want to sit down with my kids. I want to enjoy my kids. I want to enjoy my life. And that's what I want to do. And since I fell in love with makeup, I created my brand in 2019. And that's what I want to do. I want to make enough money to where I can pass down enough to my kids, whether they want to go to college, whether they want to go to Tulum and stay there for the rest of their life. I want to be able to fund that for them so they can live a peaceful life, so they do not have to go through what I went through. I will never allow my kids to get out the mud. Point blank, period. That is the purpose of this YouTube. That's it. There's been other videos about like me explaining like as far as like how I came, so I'm not gonna go in depth again. I'm giving y'all the rundown so y'all know exactly who I am, exactly who you subscribe to. I have 3 kids, 2 boys, 1 girl. Everybody else knows all my family's from Chicago, St. Louis, Texas, whatever. So I sound like a plethora of people. When I first started doing YouTube, I was very whitewashed, baby. I didn't have no sense of reality. My mom had moved to a city where there was predominantly white people. I felt like I needed to be them. Y'all, I even had a period of time where I was not brushing my teeth so I can look like these people. Because I felt so out of place in that place. They all sounded differently. They had no other way of life but that. And I felt like that's what I need to be in order to fit in. I was very much bullied from 3rd grade to 6th grade until I got a backbone. I didn't play that after 6th grade. I was on that. So, yeah, and I was going through a lot as a kid. So I lashed out. But one thing about it, I was always smart. I always had my grades turned in. And I was that girl from 6th grade on. Don't play with her. So my granny was one of those people. She predominantly raised me a lot in my life. I lost her in 2022. You're going to always hear me talk about or reference my granny in some way, shape, or form, any video, anything that I'm ever doing. I feel like when she passed, I'm all over the place, y'all, but I'm just rambling. But I feel like when she passed, I really did not get to give her what I owed her. Like, she really taught me a lot. What I will tell you about my granny, I miss that girl every single day of my life. There's not a day goes by since 2022, February 13th, the day she passed away at 12:06. Not a day has went by that I've not thought about that lady. It is very, very hard for me. I am very grief-stricken by that. And I don't think I'm going to ever heal from that. Everything in my house has some type of resemblance to her, some way, shape, or form. Another fun fact, I am the black sheep of my family. I had my baby, my first daughter at 15. Everybody in my family, and I mean everybody in my family, felt like I was going to fail. I wasn't going to graduate high school. I actually graduated college 3 times. 3 times. Each kid has a degree. That's all I ever wanted to say. 3 times. I dropped out of college last year because it was just too much. It was too much. I'm like, what am I doing this for? I literally graduated with the degree that I'm currently working a job for in 2020. I just got a job for that associated with that degree, that first degree, last year. Just got a job that clicked with that degree. So I felt like, I'm like, what am I doing this for? I'm having it because I like to study. I like to do essays. I like the challenge of it all. That's all. That's it. Another fun fact, I never came out as gay or bisexual. I got with a girl after I had went through years of therapy, not trying to add it to the sexual abuse from when I was a kid. I was like, dang, I don't know if I really like girls or if this is something trapped in my brain, whether I feel like I should like girls, because this happened to me for a long period of time. Mind you, I was sexually assaulted from the age of 9 to almost 13 years old. So I can't even conclude the last time it happened because I trapped it so far into my brain that I literally wanted to forget it. Which I still have a lot of trauma from that. But that's another video. That video is in there. It's my sexual assault story or abuse story or whatever I titled it at the time. And it was my aunt. So just want to point that out. I'll never, ever stop saying her name. I don't say her name, but I will never not say who it was. I've always been a black sheep, even before I started having any kids, doing anything, any of those things whatsoever. But I never had a coming out story. I had thought about that yesterday. I was like, I never really had one. I literally just got in a relationship with a woman, and I brought her to my daddy, and I brought her to my mama. No one ever said anything. I brought her to my favorite aunt. Like, they were all like, I never had that, and I hate anybody that ever, I hate that for anybody that has ever had to go through that, where they were scared or felt like they was, like, if all 3 of my kids come back and tell me they gay, woo! I ain't gotta worry about no grandkids so soon. Okay, I will be elated. Okay, so yes, that's something I'm glad I didn't have to deal with, or anything like that, any alienation or anything like that. I will say though, one of the greatest attributes or any type of character development that I had was that my mother and my daddy and my grandma and my auntie always told me I was pretty. I never had a time where they ever was like, they always said I had, what your attitude is making you ugly. That was my granny's favorite thing to say to me, is your attitude is making you ugly. But baby, I was hurting. I was hurting on the inside. Okay, she was the only person that knew what happened to me as a kid for a long time. She never, when I told her, we never spoken about it again. She told me like a few sentences. One sentence is, when you're ready, I'll be there. But this foundation, y'all, was $1. Dewy Blend Foundation by AOA. It's probably gonna break me out, but I don't have anymore, and I have to go get some. I had to pay for my daughter's prom dress yesterday. But anyway, let's get to something that's happening right now. As far as my health, my Medicaid has been off since 2019. 2019, I've been paying for medications, doctor's visits, labs, anything, emergency room, anything I've been paying for, out of pocket, copay, literally on a payment plan since 2019. Mind you, I found out I had cervical cancer in 2019, so I've been paying everything. Unless the job had insurance, whatever the case may be, but I ended up still having to pay something, whether it was for glasses. My medication has now like zoomed up in more of a price. And it's very stressful. And the reason why I am not able to get on Medicaid, my child's father, I'm not going to disclose too much information because too much information is just subject to my daughter, all those other things, whatever. So my child's father, when she was born, at one point in time, maybe probably about before she was a year old, there was a discrepancy on his part on whether she was his. So he went to go get a DNA test. I let him know after I was advised, like, once you go and get that DNA test, you're going to be on child support. That's how the state of Arkansas does it. I don't know how they do it everywhere else, but once the father goes and files for paternity and they are proven that they are the biological father, they are automatically added to a child support case. I never put him or petitioned him to be on child support. So with that being said, he didn't even sign her birth certificate. So with that being said, when he did that, he was automatically on child support. So with that, the state recognizes to some degree that I am still getting money from him. Mind you, he has not paid me child support since 2019. So with that being said, they are saying that with the non-custodial parents, since I don't have any information on him, I am not eligible to receive Medicaid, which is the craziest shit I have ever heard in my life. I was on the phone with them last week. I know I'm telling my business, but this is my business. This is my show. But anyway, I was on the phone with them last week, and they told me, they was like, could you just confirm to us back in that letter? Mind you, I've sent this letter out probably about 5 or 6 times this year alone that I have no information on this man. Don't know where he is. Don't know where he lives. Don't know his phone number. Don't know his birthday. Don't know nothing. I literally know nothing. But that's what's going on. So I got on the phone with them. They're telling me like, hey, you know, just let us know you don't have any information. I let them know again. I called the DHS office. I don't deal with DHS. I can't stand DHS. If that's one thing I would say I would change, is that I'm talking about, this lady sat on this phone and told me, you know, we just don't have the information. We need information from him. Or I understand he owe y'all court fees and all this too, but if I don't have no information, I don't have any information. Like, what am I supposed to say? You're not giving me no money under the table. What else I'm supposed to do? So hopefully with the last conversation I had with him, hopefully that clears up and I'm able to get Medicaid. I will update y'all on that. But I just had to get off my chest because that was really boiling me up today, because I had to reschedule another appointment because my copay now is up to $987. My baby prom coming up. Her graduation is coming up. She just had her, what they call fake senior pictures, because she's finna go to middle school. So, also it's bath time, so you hear them, it's bath time. And they're going to their dad's for this weekend. So, yeah, they flipping around and jumping around the house. This their house. This their world, and I'm living in it. Okay? Thank you to my medication. Even though I'm being so for real. Yeah, but I struggle with BPD. I struggle with PTSD. I struggle with severe depression. Mine is just very acting. Like, most of the day, I'm just acting to get through the day, because I've learned how to deal with it. I truly believe that I've been dealing with depression since the day I was assaulted. And I've just been learning how to giggle it off and mask it away. And this is why I said this is about me telling my story and no one else telling it for me. I have always been very outspoken about being a victim of SA. I've always spoken about it. I have encouraged women older than me to speak about their sexual abusers and what happened to them, and speak to and tell their family about it. If that breaks up your family, that was never your family. Point blank, period. If that breaks up your family by coming out and telling your truth and what happened to you, that was never your family. A lot of families tend to leave stuff under a rug because their trauma wasn't attended to when it happened to them, like mothers, grandmothers, things like that. A lot of them are still silenced about what happened to them as a kid because they tried to keep and tell their mother, so they automatically respond with, you know, that happens, it's okay. You know, just stay away from them. No, you should respond to your child and say, hey, I believe you. Let's go handle that. Because if my daughter, God forbid, if my daughter ever comes and tells me anything of any sort, I'm going to jail. So if you see me on any news report and it has anything to do with one of my kids, I did it. And I'm going to stand on that. Period. Whew. Did I yap y'all to death yet? Sorry. Sorry if I yapped you to death, but I had to get that off my chest. I had to let that sizzle in y'all spirit just a little bit. Okay? I will say I have shared my story with a couple of people that I shouldn't have shared my story with. I will say that. Like I've said in countless videos, I haven't been in drama since I was in 6th grade. That's including ex-girlfriends, ex-boyfriends, like as far as like, ooh, we finna fist it out. I haven't been in it since 6th grade where somebody was like, ooh, you know. But people do use your story against you sometimes. Am I gonna speak on it? No, because this is my life. This is my show. But I will say, some people are weird and old. Weird and old. Whether you think it's small, medium, big, getting too big for your britches, who knows? I'm not going to lose it because of that. So, thank y'all for reaching out for that. I appreciate y'all, everybody from that small little baby town. I appreciate y'all for messaging me about the situation or whatever the case may be. Hey, whatever's going on down there, that don't got nothing to do with me. That's why I moved from over there. That's why I'm where I'm at. And I'm loving it. And I appreciate it. But you will not get that reaction out of little old me. Alright, y'all. So that will conclude this video. I don't like how it turned out for whatever reason. I have no idea why I don't like how it turned out. Who knows? Maybe I'm just looking a bit too hard. But that's really it. No shade, no tea to nobody, but I am that girl. I'm exactly who I am exactly who I think I am. I am exactly who I think I am. This time next year, there will be no 9 to 5. There will be strictly me and my business and my kids, YouTube, and God. That's it. This time next year, that is a factual thing that is happening. I am exactly who I say I am. Who I think I am, who I know I am. You can call it cocky, confident, overly, whatever. I feel like anything you want to do, whether you want to be an artist, a singer, a music producer, a skateboarder, you got to really be in it to be like, yeah, this is what I'm going to do, and that's what it's going to be, and that's what it is. You got to be delusional. You got to not even be delusional. Have faith that that's going to happen. That's where I'm at. That's what it is, and I don't care. So, just want to say thank y'all so much for 800 subscribers. Y'all know I'm gonna crash out. I just want to say thank y'all so much for 800 subscribers, 200,000 views. We're actually 201,000 views. I thank y'all so much. I love y'all. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And don't forget, as always, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye! Boy, you know you make me float. Boy, you really give me